Hi, my name is Kelly Blythe, and I have a question for you, Mr. Limo Driver. And by the way, you're looking pretty spiffy in that tux. My question is, in the Romantic period, why didn't women compose? I know that there were a couple close calls where there were many women, well, a couple women that were noted in our readings that were almost composers, such as Alma Schindler, who was Gustav Mahler's wife. She had started to compose her own works, but then he asked her to stop. Then you have Felix Mendelssohn's sister, whose name was Fanny, and she started to compose, but she quit when she became a wife. I understand that this was a time when women were more like the homemakers and the men were the breadwinners, but I don't understand why they couldn't have done it under a pen name if this was a passion of theirs or a talent of theirs, especially because this seemed to be more like emotional music, and women seemed to be more expressive emotionally, as well as like women were the operatic singers. Like a lot of times, I'm sure in these operas that they were composing, so they had to have known a lot about the music and about how it was composed, and I'm just surprised that there wasn't more growth of women composers out of that. And I would assume that if there was a woman who had the enough passion to keep it going, that she would have done something like Aurora Dedevant, Chopin's Lover, that they would have done something like she did, which was write a pen name, and she pretended to be a man, and she was a writer. But they could have done the same thing as a composer. Or they could have dressed up as a man. I mean, if they really were that desperate, a lot of composers were pretty insane. So my question is just, why weren't there women composers? And also, what do you think that what do you think that would have had a different impact on history if women who had this passion did compose? Do you think that music would be different today? So if you could answer me that, Mr. Limo Driver, that would be fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you in Unit 6.